Some parents and students at a Battle Creek Elementary School are bothered by the behavior of a gym teacher who they say has a strange habit in class and uses inappropriate forms of discipline on the kids. Some parents say the teacher at Urbandale Elementary School smokes electronic or e-cigarettes in class and punishes kids by secluding them in a dark stairwell. They say even though there's no tobacco in the e-cigarette, it sets a bad example for their kids. Parent Lindy Ramos says putting kids in the dark stairway alone crosses the line as an appropriate way of punishing them. We start tonight with breaking news out of Grand Rapids, where police are searching for a bank robbery suspect. The robbery happened just a little bit ago at the PNC Bank on Lake Eastbrook Boulevard near Centerpoint Mall. We're being told the suspect is an armed black male wearing a black hoodie and a backpack. Police are now looking in a wooded area north and east of the bank to find him. We have a crew on the scene and we'll bring you updates as they become available. Former Major Leaguer Chad Curtis has resigned from his position as head football coach at Lakewood High School amid accusations that he inappropriately touched female students. The school issued a statement about the resignation today and said that as soon as the allegations surfaced, Curtis was removed from his role as weight room supervisor. The investigation continues, but Curtis hasn't been charged with any crime at this time. He played for several teams in the major leagues, including the Tigers and Yankees, where he won 2 World Series rings. Curtis previously served as athletic director at North Point Christian High School until 2009. A former teacher from Saranac accused of having a relationship with a 16-year-old student pleaded no contest to more charges in Ionia County today. 59-year-old Craig Sanford entered the no contest plea to child distribution of sexually explicit visual and verbal materials. Yesterday, Sanford pleaded no contest to soliciting a minor for immoral purposes in Kent County. In exchange, the prosecution dropped a criminal sexual conduct charge against him. The prosecutor says given Sanford's clean record, there's a good possibility that he won't serve any jail time. Music festival that was supposed to take the place of Muskegon's summer celebration has been canceled. Organizers say it was a, quote, diminishing availability of preferred entertainment that led them to call off the proposed 10-day festival. Instead, Muskegon Art in the Park will return from June 29th through July 1st at Hackley Park in downtown Muskegon. That popular event has been around for 50 years and is said to be Michigan's second largest art fair. Admission is free.
Florida high school teacher could lose her job after pictures of her students wearing a protective dog collar showed up on Facebook.
The science teacher referred to the collar as the cone of shame and used it as punishment. She told administrators that she gave students the option of wearing the cone or sitting at the tardy table when they were late for class. She says it was inspired by the Disney cartoon movie Up and was only meant as a joke.
School officials, though, learned about the whole thing when students posted those pictures last month. One student who wore the cone says it was all in good fun. The superintendent, though, has recommended the teacher be fired. The teacher says plans to appeal this one. And those pictures are disturbing.
A little bit, but if you don't want to wear the cone of shame,
sit at the table.
Don't show up late for class.
I guess several of them.
We have rules, and when the rules are not followed,
you do not approve the use of
No, I don't punish. I don't necessarily approve, but I'm just saying if you don't like it, then follow the rules.
All right. Well, we want to know.
We're going to have it if you show up late for the red couch someday.
You're the only one who's ever showed up late.
That's a very good point.
Yeah. All right, this is our hot topic of the day today.
We want to know if you think the teacher should be fired for making kids wear the cone of shame.
Brenda Tate says humiliation never gets you anywhere. It only leads to resentment and anger. There are better ways to discipline.
Brooke Archer says, I think it's kind of funny, actually. If I knew that would be a result of me being tardy, I would get my behind to class on time. Another warrant has been issued in an alleged embezzlement scheme that church leaders say may have cost Pilgrim Rest Missionary Baptist Church more than $230,000. The warrant is for the church's former bookkeeper, Geraldinita Bailey, who is expected to turn herself in sometime this week. During a forensic analysis of the church accounts, it was discovered that over $10,000 was paid directly to Bailey and over $26,000 was taken out during multiple withdrawals. Earlier this year, the church's pastor, Arthur Pearson Sr., was charged with embezzling up to $100,000 from the church and spending money on personal items. Those allegations go back 3 years to when he first became pastor. Pearson's trial is expected to start next week. And a scary situation at the Ford International Airport today when a Delta flight had to make an emergency landing. The plane was traveling from Detroit to San Francisco with 164 passengers on board. We're told the fire detection light turned on and forced the crew to make that emergency landing in Grand Rapids. Luckily, nobody hurt or injured. Al-Qaeda has released a new video showing a U.S. citizen who was abducted last year in Pakistan.
In that video,
A helicopter flyover at several West Michigan high schools grabbing a lot of attention today. Photographers with the West Michigan Mental Health Foundation were on board the chopper. They were capturing students raising awareness about a very serious issue. Fox 17's Dave Spencer was with one of the groups. A local group who wants to turn Grand Rapids into a hot spot for kayakers and fishermen presented their idea to the Downtown Development Authority today. Grand Rapids Whitewater wants to bring the original rapids back to the city and is asking for $100,000 to pay for an engineering study of the Grand River. The plan would remove 100,000 tons of earth from beneath the river and would include a seasonal barrier upstream to stop lampreys. The group is also considering modifying the 6th Street Dam. Although the DDA was impressed with the whole idea, nothing has been voted on just yet. In all, the project could cost up to $20 million. If you'd like to give your input, a series of public forums are planned. The first one is in July. Thank you, Morgan. If it's Tuesday, people are voting somewhere, and that includes West Michigan, where several communities have proposals on the ballot. Voters weighed bond proposals in Granville and Allegan for their public schools, as well as Northview Public Schools, which is seeking $5 million to renovate athletic and activity facilities and almost $7 million for a new pool. Ball Zoo in Grand Rapids is set to open some new and seasonal features this Saturday, including the gift shop and the ever-popular zip line. The new Gifts of the Wild shop will greet guests at the reconfigured front entrance to the zoo and is 4 times larger than the old one with 4 times the merchandise. Also debuting for the season are the Swan Boats, the Far Side of the World Walk, and the Hobby Farm and Zip Lines. On June 1st, the zoo plans to start unveiling the new item of Rainforest Realm, the funicular, and the Bissell tree.